So we have a long running partnership with Age UK Gateshead, and they brought us some quite shocking statistics about isolation and loneliness amongst people over the age of 50 in different parts of Gateshead. So we decided it might be a really good thing to join forces with 2 other organisations, and in partnership with Gateshead Older People's Assembly and Age UK Gateshead, we thought it would be a really good idea to put forward to use music as a way of tackling those issues.
We assimilated this singing class into the dementia group as a form of stimulation therapy.
What we wanted to do was to try and use innovative ways to tackle loneliness and isolation and find ways which we could sustainably support people learning new things, meeting new people and having a good time.
We also consulted with the communities. We didn't want to dictate and tell people what they should be learning. We asked them, we said, these are our 3 options. Do you feel that you've ever wanted to do these kinds of things? And we got a really good response from that.
We choose the areas of Deckham, Felling and Chopwell because based on a piece of research from Age UK around the propensity for people to feel lonely in these areas, these were quite high. So we thought these would be ideal places for us to be able to undertake something like this.
From the community consultations, we were able to gauge exactly what people wanted in those different areas. So we were able to start 6 different music sessions in 3 different wards around Gateshead. We decided that ukulele, group percussion, or samba, and singing were 3 really good ways of starting people's musical journey.
We're all members of a community choir in Chopwell called Canny Chanters, and Maureen had seen leaflets around the village that the Sage had published asking if people were interested in starting a singing group. And we love singing so much, we decided that we'd go along and see what it was all about. Juliet, who is our singing teacher, was so easy to get on with, and she was so encouraging that it just developed from there. And we have formed our own little singing group called
Auckland
Voices.
We start sessions with a vocal warm-up, so we stretch and we make funny noises just to relax everybody really. And then we'll sing maybe a simple round that everybody knows, something that's familiar, just so everybody feels that bit of confidence really, that they can sing and that they're going to be involved in the session. And I never want people to feel worried if they're presented with a piece of music because they may not be able to read music, but that's fine because even just seeing the notes going up and down can really help. And people are actually astounded sometimes how much they pick up.
Juliet is very experienced. She teaches in the Sage, and she just gives you that encouragement, and she has faith in us, and she gives you the faith in yourself.
When we've sang and she goes, wow, well, it's a big lift. It really is a big lift.
Yeah.
It's that thing of being in the moment. You can go and listen to a concert or go and see a show, but if you're actually involved in doing it, that's what it's like, being in the moment. You forget all about everything outside, and for just that time you're in the room singing with everybody, you're just feeling that joy and happiness, enjoying the support of each other, and it's just lifts your spirits and a confidence boost as well.
And we've all sung parts with Juliet that we never ever could have imagined to do,
So you go over to the
sopranos. Oh no pressure.
Would you like to try in there, or would you like to slot in there? Try down
feel
there.
good about yourself. We go home smiling.
Yeah.
Mum has the early stages of dementia. She's really quite good, all things considering, but it's very important to keep her stimulated. I wanted to try to find something that we could do together. I managed to find all of the events that the Older People's Assembly do at Deckham. Our teacher for the samba drums just happened to walk into the CAF and say, I'm doing a taster session if anybody's interested. And there didn't really seem to be many people taking him up on it, and I think we felt sorry for him a bit. So I said, well, we can come in for half an hour if that's any help, and he said, please do. And that was the start of everything.
We sit, there'll be a little bit of chatter amongst the participants as they're meeting up with each other again. And then generally I'll bring some new material to the group and I'll recap on what we went over the last time we were together. And then I'll do some different processes and approaches to understand the rhythms that we're going to play together.
I help the tutor Jim set the gear up,
and I just fill in any little gap that occurs in the band. Some people turn up some weeks and they can't the next. So I just fill in as and when. It's just good stuff, it really is. It's interesting. I've never done that before, so it was a new step for me. So.
When Mum showed signs of really enjoying it, we decided to go back every week, and I'm really there as her sidekick. She absolutely loves it. She loves the beat.
You know, what I noticed about Edna and Ali is how wonderful it is to see the mother and daughter playing drums together, side by side, supporting each other, and how Edna really comes alive when she's playing drums. You can see it in her face.
A number of years ago, I was quite seriously ill. I'd had a heart attack and a stroke, and I'd had some heart operations as well. And it left me in a situation where I really couldn't even read. It was a bit difficult for me to do that. So I came along to a concert at the Sage. I saw a number of people wandering around, and I didn't know what they were carrying. They looked like small guitars. I didn't realise they were ukuleles. And I was with a friend of ours, and they said, "Oh no, they're running classes here. That's probably ukulele."
My role in the Well Tuned project is to run the ukulele classes. I've got two participants, particularly in Deckham, Wendy and her mum, Julie. They come and they learn together. Wendy's been playing for a while, and Julie, as far as I know, never played an instrument, but she's been amazing. She's been learning her ukulele chords. They practice at home. They get together as a family and play music now, and that really lifts her spirits when she's playing music.
When my mum was diagnosed with the Alzheimer's, we thought, we're going to keep doing what we do. My mum's still the same person as she was the day before we got the diagnosis. So obviously we've been going to Memory Hub, and they were the ones that give us the information about all the different activities in the Gateshead area for older people. And when we looked on the list, Wednesday, ukulele, Mum, you fancy learning to play the ukulele, and what did you say?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's how we got into ukulele, and it's been one of the best things we've ever done, because we enjoy coming together and playing together, don't we?
Mm-hmm. In the Well Tuned project, we've used volunteers to engage with people in the classes to help them learn the ukulele. Most of the volunteers have been involved with silver program sessions at Sage Gateshead, and they've enjoyed it so much they want to pass on their skills to other people. Ken, one of my volunteers in Deckham, has a very inspiring story about how music has really helped him, and I think that watching him become a participant in sessions to become a teacher has been fantastic.
It's a brilliant experience being a volunteer, because you see people who have never ever picked an instrument up in the past. But after I had my health issues, I would never have picked up an instrument had I not had that encouragement. And I wouldn't be the person I am today and have the life that I have today. And it's nice to see that other people are starting to learn how to play instruments, and they're developing their skills as well.
I'll say, I can't do it. You're doing all right, I says, but your nose is getting bigger. That's what you say to them. I know I can't do it, but another one says, just stick on the one note all the time, and that's what I did.
We love the C chord, don't we? We love the C chord. If you don't know it, press the C chord.
I feel as if I see the spark that she's lost since the diagnosis and since the fall that she had in December. My mum got very withdrawn, but when we come to ukulele, she's got that spark that she always used to have.
I think the music has helped so much for my mum. I can see the difference. I've been with her when the session's been on. It's just a really positive experience.
To teach people who have never learned an instrument before, never touched an instrument and might be afraid of doing so, to see them having a go at the ukulele has been a wonderful thing, and they've developed into 3 really good groups.
The experience I've had as a tutor, and what I've noticed is that from the outset, the people that were coming to the group are not from a musical background at all. They had no experience whatsoever. And then what's happened over time is I've seen them develop, and to the point of where they are now referring to what the experience is like for them being in a group, and actually talking about it in a way that demonstrates to me that they are becoming musicians. They're aspirational about their playing, and they want to gig. They've done one performance so far and they've really enjoyed it, and it's upped their musicianship by some amount, their confidence.
We did a performance at Sage Gateshead for a Christmas celebration event, and since then the Deckham class have got their own social media network now, so they talk to one another through that. They're always checking in. If someone's not there, then they might send a message saying, are you okay? And are you coming back? And the usual answer is yes, I'm coming back, I've just got a cold or something.
For new people, you don't know unless you try. Just come along. We just say, put a hand on the drum. Everybody likes a little bit of drumming sometimes. Try it. And if you don't like, if it's not for you, well, okay, you give it a shot. I think the worst thing in life is to go through and say, I should have given that a go.
It's never, ever too late to learn. I picked it up after being seriously ill. Now I'm in my late 60s and enjoy absolutely every moment of it.
Our teacher has a very lovely, relaxed way with them. It doesn't matter if something doesn't go according to plan, because it just doesn't really matter.
I've had a number of teachers here and they've all been very patient, which I think is essential when you're trying to learn music, certainly at my age, and very, very helpful and supportive. And again, it's been nice to be able to work with one of these teachers and see how it's actually done and see it from the inside.
I mean, it takes me, I don't think I've got any problems, but it takes me all my time to manage to keep, what I'm supposed to do, when I'm supposed to do it. So that's why it amazes me that my mum can do it. Because of Mum's change of circumstances, it really has all been about stimulation. And I was really quite surprised at the response to music. She was getting a hair perm the other week, and there was some reggae kind of rapping thing on, and her toes are going and her hands are going. And that's when I realised really the power of music. Just amazing.
It's good for the soul, I think, singing.
That's it, we're all ladies of a certain age. Several of us have had health issues, and it really does help to lift the spirits and just to make you feel good about life. And we look forward to it so much on a Tuesday. We've actually now started meeting an hour before the singing group to have lunch together. So we're forming friendships as well.
The Sage has given so much to me. Because whereas before I started here, I couldn't read. I had to have someone come in and actually fill in forms for me. The fact that I can now read music helped me in that respect, and I fill in my own forms now, so I don't need the help. And this is what's led to me becoming a volunteer here and helping other people, because that's what music's done for me, and that's what the Sage has done for me, and it's nice to pass it on.
It's been a really good fun project to be involved in. Just watching the groups develop into their own sense of community. The classes come up with their own names. So the Deckham ukulele class call themselves the Dukes, and the Chopwell ukulele class are the Chuckalales. And creating that sense of identity and community is what the whole thing's all about.
So when we set out with this project, we were hoping to help people in communities that were feeling socially isolated and lonely, and we've certainly done that. What we've been surprised by is the amount of unexpected outcomes we've had. People have reported back saying that they feel that the music and being involved in the group music making has helped them with their physical, emotional and mental health as well, which is fantastic.
Because we've done very similar things in the past, setting up tasters of things to see if they would work, and then they just run on their own and become self-sustaining. And it's working really well. I mean, we've got a ukulele group there now, which is self-sustaining. People pay a little bit of money per week just to take part, and it continues to grow and it continues to work, and it's really successful.
We now have 2 singing groups, 3 ukulele groups and a percussion group, which are all going fantastically well. So Well Tuned has achieved everything we hoped for and so much more, and we're really excited to see how it grows in the future.